We are here with a man fresh off of a vicious knockout. It wasn't a punch, it wasn't a kick, it was that old school Tito Ortiz looking slam onto the UFC canvas. He stormed into the UFC, he won on Dana White's Contender Series, but this by far was the most impressive performance, most impressive moment we've ever seen from him. The extremely technical HFC champion. I was glad to be able to call his fights over in Hoosier Fight Club, and now he's out in the UFC putting bodies to rest. Let's say warm hello to Carlos Hernandez. Good to see you, man.
Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for having me.
Dude, I always think of you as this technical striker, a guy who really crosses his T's, dots his I's. Did you think you were going to get a knockout last week?
Uh, like I didn't have just a knockout in mind, interviews and stuff leading up to it. I just knew I wanted to finish. It had been a while. I think the last time you called my fight was the last finish I had gotten back in like 2020, that last HFC fight. So it had just kind of been a while, and then there was like some back-to-back split decisions. So I was like, man, I gotta just come back and like put a stamp on it and get a finish. But yeah, no, I wasn't really imagining it that way, the way it went down. But uh, it's always good when it's a finish, or I guess technically not a finish, but a finish in my eyes. So always good.
Technically not a finish. You just said it there. First off, I'm so glad it wasn't like a no contest or something. You got a technical decision because I apparently was the referee who determined that because your heads clashed that it could be deemed illegal. I don't know about you, Carlos. To me, it looked like the mat knocked him out, not your head.
Yeah, exactly. Like looking back, now that we're able to look back and replay, it looked like he was out from the initial slam on his in the back of his head, right? And then the seven elbows were just kind of he looked out already. I mean, in the heat of the moment, couldn't really tell, but no, I don't understand the refs like logic behind that. If he saw, because in the replay he's like calling for like a clash immediately after he stops the fight.
Hmm.
So in my head, I'm like, okay, if you saw that like live heat of the moment, why wouldn't you stop it right away for a head clash instead of letting them eat seven, eight, whatever elbows he ate? Like, why not? Why are you gonna call that after the fact? Like, it made no sense to me. Uh,
That's exactly it, dude. It's not only like he didn't stop it right away. He waited for 7
yeah.
unanswered elbows from hell to hit this dude. I mean, late stoppage, yes?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, if I was the other dude in the other dude's corner, I would have been pissed and chewing him out like after like looking at like for me in the heat of the moment, like after like three or four, I was like, okay, he's out. I'm like, this
Yeah.
guy's gonna stop it. But like I also had heard the clicker in my head. And like I said earlier, like I wanted to finish. I was like, okay, just go, go, go. Like he's gonna stop. He's gonna stop. And literally a second left, and he stopped. Which it could have saved them from some damage for sure.
I mean, he should have stopped it immediately off of the slam. I remember when I was watching the replay, just counting the elbows. 1, 2, 3. Ref, step in there. 4,
Yeah, no.
5. I mean, 7 unanswered elbows. That was insane. So, what that tells me is apparently the ref didn't even know he was out. Apparently, he didn't see the headbutt. It makes no sense to me. I guess the one thing you could say is thank God it happened late in the fight, because if it happened earlier, would that have been a no contest?
Yeah, I have no idea, but yeah, I would definitely have been fuming way more than I was if that happened earlier and he ended up calling that. But so I guess like you said, luckily it happened real late in the fight.
Well, I'm glad you got your win bonus. Glad you got to celebrate this one. You said on social media, you said this sport has the highest highs and the lowest lows. So, talk to me about bouncing back with this knockout, man. How high is your attitude right now?
Yeah, no, it was kind of a roller coaster between wins, right? So after the debut, or at the debut, we got the win. Then the knee surgery kind of took me out for the rest of 2022, and then just like recovering from that, it's like a roller coaster with like days you feel good, days you feel bad. Um, and then you had the comeback fight where it didn't go as planned. Didn't really get to perform. So then coming back with this huge W against a guy that was like he was like a hot prospect before he made his debut. So just kind of going through all that, kind of like in the cage, like all the emotions just kind of flooded out afterwards. So yeah, it's real awesome to get. It's like I don't know, it feels like a weight off my back really, but no, it was good, and kind of just sets the tone from here on out. Kind of put on performances like that. Stuff that I know I'm capable of. So just kind of setting the bar higher for myself.
That's funny you say that, a weight off of your back. I remember hearing Chael Sonnen talk about winning in the UFC, and he was saying that there's so much pressure at the high level that people think it's like you're ecstatic, you're excited. He says when he wins, he feels relieved. He feels like, oh, thank God it's over. I got the job done. Was relief a part of your feeling?
Yeah, for sure. Because just kind of it felt like the whole year, fighting early in January. It felt like the whole year I've just kind of been in a fight camp.
Gotcha.
So just to like have it like pay off, just yeah, it felt like a huge relief.
You're at Valley Flow Striking, man. Who the hell you got? Who are you wrestling with that's got you slamming people and knocking them out?
Yeah, so we got our two wrestling coaches. We got King Meech and then Coach Islam. But no, just kind of just we got like three main guys that fight at the pro level, kind of like at regional scenes. Cody Lynn actually just got a big win at the last APFC show, so I was working with him a lot. We got a guy from forget if he's from Venezuela or Ecuador, but a solid wrestler over there too. But I mean, it's just a lot of the like attention and detail that we get because we're like a smaller gym, right? So it's not like you got a bunch of guys from in big promotions that come in here and train. So it's kind of like whenever it's the next guy up, that guy or girls getting the most attention, the most reps, and then like everybody on the team is kind of like pushing them and helping them and like watching the type of style that their opponent is and stuff. And then like I'll get it from like training partners, like, oh, I've seen him do this or that. Like I'll try and do that like in Argos and stuff like that. So just kind of having that vibe, that like family vibe in the little gym is like I don't know, I can't compare it to like a bigger gym stuff because I've never trained at a bigger gym. I've been BFS since I turned pro pretty much. So that's kind of just all I know, and just kind of like hearing it from other guys that have been at like the bigger camps and stuff. The like difference, I think makes a huge difference for us.
Is Ignacio Bahamanda still part of the family?
Yep. We got, so in the UFC we got Ignacio, Bilal, Juliana, and me, and then Nick Aguirre. I think that's all of us that are in the UFC right now. And the rest of them are like fighting for like Combate or LFA or APFC, stuff like that.
Well, Bilal Muhammad comes with a whole crew: Lewis Taylor, Mike Cannon, Kevin Novacek, right?
Yeah. He rolls in with his crew in the mornings.
Did he bring any of that Dagestani wrestling he learned in Abu Dhabi to you?
A little bit. I remember some like wall stuff we were working right after he had worked with like Islam and them both over at AKA. So
nice.
Yeah, it's good to have. And then our one of the other wrestling coaches, Coach Islam, he's like straight from over there. Just kind of the different type of style of practice and more like locks and stuff and techniques that he brings, kind of just as a game changer too.
I mean, when I look at your game, I think you're one of the most technical strikers in the UFC. Has your focus, you said you've been living in the training room. You said you've been at Valley Flow for a lot of time here. Has your focus been on wrestling? Has that been where you spend most of your time? Have you changed how you spend your training time?
Our head coach, Mike Valley, he emphasizes that a lot. So
gotcha. Carlos, you froze on me for a second. Oh, he's back.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. You've been wrestling.
Yeah. I was gonna say, just that's kind of something our head coach Mike Valley kind of emphasizes a lot. That it's a big part of the fight game. It's whether you can use it offensively or you really have no choice when you use it defensively, which you're gonna probably have to. So being able to dictate where it takes place and stuff is a huge part of the game. So yeah, we work on that probably every day, I'd say.
I mean, obviously, Nascimento was an incredible grappler. It just seems like the way you match up with people, they're gonna try to start taking you down because it's really hard to beat you in a round. Like you're able to land so quickly. You're always so balanced when you strike. Your fundamentals are really good, Carlos. So it seems to me that if anybody's trying to fight you, they're gonna be like, we need takedowns in these fights, and if people can't take you down, I don't see who's gonna stop you on your way up. What's next?
Man, right now just kind of still like easing back into training. Not going too crazy right away, but just kind of waiting until coach. Right now, coach is in Mexico with Yair. They're finishing up camp. He's got a big one.
Yeah, you could say that again.
Right week. So yeah, I'll probably sit down with the head coach when he gets back and figure out a timetable. But I'm thinking like around the fall, maybe late September, or October, somewhere around there. Nothing set yet, but maybe if it's earlier, maybe, but I doubt that. So around the fall sounds good to me. Get one, maybe two if we can squeeze two in, but for sure one more this year.
You brought it up, so I gotta ask. Yair Rodriguez is taking on the pound for pound #1 Alex Volkanovski. How's this fight going down, Carlos?
It's gonna be a banger. There's obviously we know Volk likes to strike it, but dude, it's so hard to beat Yair standing. But I don't know. I feel like if Volk wants to like easy way out, he'll try and grapple. Yair will be ready there, but I think hopefully his pride he's too prideful. I just want to try to outstrike Yair, and we'll get a treat up there, and that's gonna be fireworks, man. I'm looking forward to that one.
I mean, I know people who bet big money on fights out here in California, and they want to put money behind Yair. They really believe in him. The way the styles are going to clash, it just seems like Yair is more dangerous than ever. You never know if he's going to spin or jump or what he's going to do. It's an interesting puzzle for Volkanovski to figure out, but Volkanovski been 5 rounds so many times now. Maybe the best cardio in the sport. I mean, first of all, can Yair keep it on the feet? And if he does, do you think Yair knocks him out?
I could see it. I mean, we saw Islam, who's not the most decorated striker, right? The last fight dropped Volk, and Yair got so much tools, dude, on the feet to piece someone up. I feel confident for Yair in this one.
What weapon? When you look at Alex Volkanovski and you look at all the fucking awesome techniques that Yair has, what weapon can Yair use against Alex that's going to make a difference?
Oh, dude, his kicks 100%. The reach. I mean, given Volk's probably dealt with the height and reach his whole career, right? But when it comes to that kicking, Yair's a different animal with them. And I mean, we saw him the way he broke down Emmett in the last fight, and then Emmett just went 5 rounds. I mean, it's kind of one-sided 5 rounds with Ilya, but Yair was able to finish him in 2. So, I mean, what's that saying? What's that tell you?
It tells me his jiu-jitsu is just as nasty as his kicks are. My last question on that fight. Alexander Volkanovski trains with Dan Hooker and Israel Adesanya and, Carlos Olberg and all these phenomenal strikers over at City Kickboxing. What makes Yair Rodriguez's striking different from anything that Alex sees in the training room?
I think you kind of brought it up earlier. Just like you just never really know what he's gonna throw. You don't know if he's gonna spin, throw a hook kick, or set it up with a kick to punch to kick. He's just got so many tools that he could use. I think it's hard to read. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
I tried to look you up on Instagram. I type in your name, Carlos Hernandez. You don't even pop up. So I'm like digging through my messages. I'm like, where is he at? It's like LOS MMA. What is Los MMA?
It's just the Los is kind of just what they call me, and then
got it.
Get linked up with like the Facebook page I had or whatever.
Got it. So do you care about social media, or do you want to direct people to your social media, or you just stay off of it?
No, I mean it's cool. I feel like it's part of the job nowadays. It kind of comes with it, so you kind of just gotta market yourself in a way with that stuff. But yeah, if it were up to me, I'll probably be like one of those more old school guys that just didn't really care about it and just kind of posted here and there. But
right.
seems to be I don't know, like part of the job nowadays, I guess.
Yeah, part of the business aspect of fighting.
Yeah, yeah.
As far as the business aspect of fighting is going, are you able to do this full time, or do you have anything else taking up your attention? Are you kind of all in being a UFC fighter for the rest of your career now?
So I used to work out of college. I used to work full time. I was a teaching assistant at a school for kids with autism. But ever since I got my contract after Contender, I've been able to just work part time there, 2 days a week. And then they work with my schedule super well. Like when I have a fight and stuff coming up, as far as like being able to take off and stuff. So yeah, right now just kind of working there 2 days a week and fighting.
Oh,
Can't
two
really
days a
complain.
week.
Yeah, yeah. I just work there 2 days, Thursdays
Nice,
and Fridays typically.
nice.
Um, so luckily I only miss one practice throughout the week, and
Got you.
we'll make up for it in other workouts for sure.
Got you, got you. No, that's phenomenal. I remember Shane Carwin was working full time. Stipe Miocic is a firefighter. It's hard for you guys to split your time, so that's super important that you're able to focus on this, man. And you're young, and the sky's the limit for you. I know you want to do big things in this sport. I mean, give me both. Let's start with the big one. What's the 10-year goal for Carlos Hernandez in mixed martial arts?
The 10 years, sheesh, let's see, 29. Well, hopefully I hung them up by then. Hopefully we made enough dough and got the title and the resume and the accolades and stuff. And I got degree in marketing and sport management. So I'd imagine I'd start dipping my foot somewhere in the business side of fighting,
Wow,
or maybe something business related. I don't know. I haven't thought that about that too much, but
gotcha.
for sure it'll probably be something related to the fight game. Getting started around there.
And then the immediate one. Now I assume you don't want to like just rise directly to the top. It's probably smart that you get some people around, Denny's Bondar's level where you could get a couple wins under your belt, sort of get a streak going. I think you're getting better every time you fight. That cage time is real in the UFC. It's very important to get a bit of experience before fighting the best guys in the world. So is that what you want to do? And could I pressure you to ask, like, who would you want next?
Yeah, like you were saying, probably like one or two more wins before we get like a ranked guy. Like yeah, no need to really rush. Just like kind
Right.
of when we get to those ranked fights and start fighting higher, but I just want to make sure that we're ready. Everything's fine tuned. That we have the time and the experience with just like the UFC fight weeks in general, because they're a lot different than when you're here on the regional scene and stuff. So just kind of want to making sure we're ready with all that, so that we're not overwhelmed when we get up there. So as far as opponent, I mean, I don't really know. I don't really care. I just want to fight in an arena. I want somewhere with a crowd. My last four were at the Apex, which I mean, it was cool. It's cool experience and stuff. But uh, my family and close friends are a big part of the reason why I'm where I'm at today too. So just to be able to have them in the crowd and just let them experience it as well, it means a lot to me. So just hopefully whoever likes to throw in a crowd, I mean, they know I'm game. They know my fights are entertaining. I think I've showed that in my last four. So I'm always ready to put on a show. Um, don't matter with who, just give me a crowd.
Give you a crowd. You want the loud crowd behind you.
For
Let me
sure.
ask really quick then. At Apex, you get a few tickets, right? You could bring somebody in. Your family gets to come and see you. No,
No. So yeah, for the Contender Series, I got 2 free tickets, but for the other ones, there's nothing, man. Just
nobody.
nobody. Just me and my coaches. My manager was at the first, or Contender in the first two. And then we had like a buddy who used to train out here with us. That lives out there, but yeah, it's that's been it.
Wow. So nobody could come see you fight at the.
Yeah.
I always noticed they got a few people there. I
No,
figured they'd give you a couple.
yeah, no. There's people there, but we didn't get any free tickets. So
Oh man, you got to tell Uncle Dana. My mom wants to come watch me throw down, bro. What's
there you
going
go.
on? Look, an arena would be crazy. Where? Like where's the ideal arena fight for Carlos Hernandez?
Dude, every interview, every time they ask me, come back to Chicago, man. It's been
Yeah.
what 4 or 5 years. I think Cejudo and Marlon were the last event here. So man, yeah, we got a good amount of fighters from Chicago on the roster. I'm sure
Yeah.
packing that place would not be an issue. So for sure, let's come back to Chicago. It's I mean, ever since I got into this and I went to my first UFC fight there, it's been a freaking dream to walk out of there out in that arena. So I mean, come back to the UC. Let's do it.
Hell yeah, man. And you saw I don't know if you were at the Bellator show, actually. They packed out. Bellator was able to pack out Wintrust Arena in Chicago. Obviously, the UFC is going to be able to sell it out. I'll bring up Hype MMA here. He says, awesome, Mike, Chicago gang. He
Yes,
wants
sir.
you to come back into Chicago as well to come entertain these Chicagoans. Maybe this winter they can make something happen because, yes, Dana says it himself. The UFC gets too comfortable at the apex. So Carlos Hernandez wants a crowd. Bring him to Chicago, folks.
Yeah. Let's get it going.
Carlos, I appreciate you taking the time with me, man. Tell people where to find you. You're the business marketing strategist, right? So you got to be your own agent right now. Where should they keep up with you?
For sure, man. Yeah, Instagram and Twitter, the same handles, CARLOWS 25, and then my Facebook page, LOS MMA. Follow me, add me on there, guys.
Perfect, man. Valley Flow Striking's own, Chicago's own, one of the most technical guys. I think by the time you're in those main event spots, you're going to thrive in a 5-round fight, man. That seems to be your style. Keep hustling, brother. The sky's the limit for you. Huge knockout. You put the world on notice, man. If they, as Dana White says, if they didn't know, now they know. Carlos Hernandez, thank you so much for taking the time, man.